weeks ago, I did a community post where I did a poll asking if you guys wanted to hear me read out a Persona fanfiction. The girl asked, "He's a transfer student. It was a last-minute decision by the chairman. This is Yukari."
Stupid!
Techie bug.
Little...
Techie. As he walked past Mitsuru, though, he felt the urge to say something. "I know about it all. No need to keep secrets from me." Mitsuru gasped and was left speechless, even though he didn't say it to her at all. 2009. "Hey, it's Yukari. You awake?" Makoto stood up from his bed and opened the door to be greeted by Yukari.
Oh shit, here we go again. Oh shit.
Chapter 3. Orpheus. April 9th, 2009. As Makoto walked to school, Yukari greeted him at the gate of the school. Yes, as Makoto walked to school, Yukari greeted him at the gate of the school. Wow, I really thought this would be like the gate of like, you know, the dorm. Not the school, because, you know, as he walked to school, Yukari greeted him at the gate of the school. I thought it'd be like as Yukari walked to school, she greeted him at like the gate of like the dorm. "Morning," she said with a smile on her face. Makoto waved to her as they continued into the school. Makoto kept himself focused as he went about his day. It went by very fast since he knew everything that would happen before it did. Okay, first of all, it's just nothing's actually happened yet. It's just his regular school day, so why would it go by really fast? Like, especially soon the day was over and he headed back to the dorm right after class. So nothing's actually happened yet, so why would it go by fast? Ah, dear. When he got back, he sat in the lounge waiting for everybody else. Soon Mitsuru came walking in with the chairman. "Ikusuke," Makoto said with a grimace on his face. "But what? I've never even introduced myself." Makoto stood up and went headed for his room. "You may have everyone else fooled, but not me." With that, Makoto went to his room to await the dark hour. Mitsuru stayed in the lounge as Ikusuke went to the command room. Yukari and Akihiko soon got back, as well as, and Mitsuru asked them to wait in the lounge for the dark hour. Akihiko was restless though and wanted to go out for some training. Mitsuru scolded at him heavily and made sure he didn't leave the dorm. As midnight struck, the dark hour appeared. Mitsuru began to think on what Makoto had told her about the danger of this night. Just as they were about to leave the dorm, Makoto came down the steps of the dorm. Once again, just as they were about to leave the dorm, Makoto came down the steps of the dorm. You see, it's just the sentence structure, like the grammar. It's like we already know he's in the dorm. It just makes it seem like mono, I guess you could call it. Like kind of deadpan. And like patronizing. "I see you took my advice. Thank you." Everyone looked over to Makoto walking to the door. "Wait, you said it was dangerous, now you're going out? You claim to know everything." Mitsuru called at him. Mitsuru called him. "Well, if you'd hand me your evoker, we can deal with the shadow." Akihiko was left speechless, but he kept a spare in case of emergencies. He tossed the spare evoker to Makoto, who caught it as he walked out. Mitsuru and Akihiko followed before Yukari followed after. Okay, let's have a look here. Is Akihiko just mute? Has he said anything so far? As far as I know, he's just said practically nothing. Maybe one line. Like, is Akihiko just some introvert now? Is he shy? Is he just shy guy? Continuing. They found themselves at Newatode Station when Makoto called out to the others. I got this. Just make sure no other shadows come after me. You master tires. Mitsuru nodded as they summoned their personas, except for Yukari, who's still struggling with her own. It's summoning her own. Penthesilea. Oh dear. On Polydeuces, floated next to Mitsuru and Akihiko. Makoto headed to the station and found himself facing the shadow he'd fought so many times before in different timelines. He put the evoker to his head as he took a deep breath. Stone. He pulled the trigger, of blue aura formed around him and the air around him rushed up high corners. I am there. Thou art I cometh from the sea of thy soul, an orphan. As Makoto summoned Orpheus, he felt Pharos' presence and knew he was about to hate this moment yet again. As Makoto stood, he felt a sharp pain as Orpheus ripped himself apart to give way to an enraged Thanatos, the god of death. Thanatos raged across the area and tore the large shadow to dust. Thanatos soon gave way back to Orpheus. Mitsuru and the others came running in just as Makoto passed out. He knew that this part was unavoidable, and so he set out some cardboard to cushion his fall. As he went to sleep, Makoto found himself in the Velvet Room. Boy. Just take that in for a second. Let's have a look-see here. He knew that this part was unavoidable, so he set out some cardboard to cushion his fall. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where do you think he got the cardboard from? Like, A, out of his ass, B, out of his ass, or C, out of his ass? If you guessed A, B, or C, you're a fucking genius. Well done. Welcome to the Velvet Room, my boy. You do not appear to be the same guest I've met countless times. No, you're far more interesting. You have yet again to awaken to your power. Orpheus, as per usual, has heeded your call. Has headed your call. How would you even mistype that? This time, however, you find yourself reliving a past life. As you already know, I am Igor and this is Elizabeth. From looking over at your psyche, I found that you already hold within you the power to summon any persona without awakening to it. Thanos is also been already able to hear your to heed your call, to head your call. Oh my god, Thanatos has already been able to head your call. Much time has passed in your world. Oh my god, has passed in your world already, so I'll not keep you any longer until we meet again. With that, Makoto awoke inside the hospital room. Yukari was sitting at his side. Okay, so before we move on to the next chapter, let's go over it again as we do normally. Okay? Okay, so the elephant in this room. Makoto pulled cardboard out of his ass to cushion his fall. My brother in Christ, this is cardboard. I don't think it's gonna cushion your fall much. And you know, if you pay attention to, Persona 3, like, in any of the scenes, he kind of just falls to his knees first, so I don't think it would be that bad. And you know, once again, where did he get the cardboard? Did Orpheus learn a new skill? Like, he just get cardboard out of nowhere? Because goddamn, this is like some eco-friendly shit, man. Like, he can make millions off this. It's like you can just form stuff. If you can form cardboard, what else can you form? Food? Glass? I don't know, man. Alright. And let's see, what else can we point out from this wonderful, wonderful thing? And yes, Orpheus has headed the call. Instead of heated. And let's see. Thanatos has head his call. Great. And one like actual little gripe at the end, with that Makoto awoke inside the hospital room, Yukari was sitting at his side. Why not just cut it off here and then proceed to the next chapter? It's like why are you setting up like a whole new scene just to cut it off? This is what I don't understand. Anyway, I think it's time to move on. Chapter 4. Honesty. Honesty. If you get that reference, thank you. You were great. Let's set the scene here. We are in the hospital. The Memorial Hospital. Oh, thank God you're awake. We were so worried about you. You passed out a week ago and you've been in a coma since. I was getting so worried. Yukari started to ramble. But she's not rambling though. She just said like 2 sentences just to say hello to him after he woke up and like greet him and say she was worried. This isn't rambling. Like, I just don't understand, dude. Like, this goes beyond like a bunch of like grammatical errors and stuff and like misspellings, because you know, like some people just mistype, there's dyslexia, and then again there's Grammarly, but you know, it's not that big of a gripe, it's funny, you know. But the certain stuff like sentence structure, if you're writing a big story like this, that it just ruins the whole thing. And you know, continuity errors and stuff that just doesn't make sense. That should come up in proofreading before you kind of like just put all this stuff in here. If you guys get what I mean. Anyway, I think I should continue because I talk a lot in this one, don't I? It's fine. I knew it was going to happen. That's why I set the cardboard out to cushion my fall that I grabbed from my ass. Did you like that trick, Yukari? Did you like my fucking summoned cardboard out of my ass? I'm just glad I was able to change the outcome of that night. Yukari looked at Makoto confused. Change the outcome? What do you mean? Yukari asked. Makoto sat up in the bed. I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I know about your father, Yukari. I know you wanted to say something more than years. I wanted the outcome of that night to change because I remember that Akihiko would go out that night and come back to the dorm injured. I can't say much more without making everyone feel worried than they actually already are. Yukari understood somewhat what Makoto said. She told him that he could be released from the hospital today before leaving the dorm. When Makoto got back, Mitsuru was waiting in the lounge room. She didn't say much but informed Makoto that she was told by Yukari everything he told her. Now let me digest this. When Makoto got back, Mitsuru was waiting in the lounge room. She didn't say much but informed Makoto that she was told by Yukari everything that he told her. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I suppose that I should thank you for your foresight. It kept Akihiko from injury and helped us back into fighting Shadow. It helped us get back into fighting shadows. Makoto nodded and went to his room to get some rest. Before he could get any sleep though, he was once again greeted by Faris, who congratulated him on passing the trial. As Makoto walked into the gates of Gekkoukan, Junpei ran up to him. "What's up, dude? I see you're feeling better. People were starting to get worried that you ran off just after the first few days of school. Not that I was worried. You see, I'm not the Junpei that you once knew. I'm the new Junpei. Yeah, you don't gotta hide the fact that you're gonna be joining Cease to me. I already know." I'm gonna keep reading for a bit. Junpei was left confused and discouraged. "Wait, you knew?" Makoto turned back to him with a smirk before heading to class. Junpei followed after him, trying to ask him questions, but Makoto ignored him and kept walking. When the school day ended, Makoto asked Hikari if she wanted to walk back to the dorm together. She agreed, but wanted a thorough explanation given. Makoto agreed and they walked back to the dorm. And as they walked back to the dorm, Hikari began from the beginning. Oh, Jesus, sorry. Makoto began from the beginning. "Hikari, I'm not a normal Persona user. Never have been. I've experienced this life at least a dozen times over. I've relived this exact life so many times I know exactly what everyone is going to say right before it gets said. Here's an example, Junpei is a Persona user. Tonight Akihiko is going to get home late while you and I are waiting in the lounge, and he's going to bring Junpei inside. You'll be shocked and we'll begin exploring Tartarus tonight. Mitsu will tell us only search the first floor for the night before we call it quits. Before we leave, I will enter this area that only, quote, wildcard Persona users can see, called the Velvet Room. It's a place where I can gain and fuse new personas. Like I said, I've been through this life so many times, and before you can ask me why, I want to try and change the outcome of this world and see if there's a way to escape it while still ending the dark hour." Hikari was left without words for what Makoto just said. It was a lot to take in at once. The walk back to the dorm was very silent. Once there, Hikari sat down at the TV and just watched it for the rest of the night while Makoto went to the kitchen and prepared a small meal for the two of them. No. Okay, so let's go back and address where I kind of stumbled here. Junpei walks up to him and he's about to explain to Makoto that he's going to be joining Cease. And Junpei's confused that Makoto knows. And the thing is, you know, you could say, oh well, a consequence, like a butterfly effect of what Makoto's doing is that Junpei awakens to his persona outside of when Akihiko first finds him. And therefore, maybe he awakened to it and maybe earlier maybe approached Akihiko or found him and something else happened. But Makoto says that he knows. So you can't even say that. Because if you remember in the original events, Junpei is found crying next to like a convenience store. Like a baby. Like in the fetal position. And Akihiko brings him in. Oh boy. And there's also a whole shit ton of like text blocks here, and there's not really a break. And over here, for some reason, Makoto talks about wildcard Persona users and the Velvet Room and fusing them. And this is like the thing is, he's giving her too much information at once. It makes no sense for him to be telling her at this point. Like, why don't they sit down as a group? Why are you telling just Hikari this? And why now? Because, you know, this is a lot to take in. Like, you can't just tell her everything. Like, like I said, you sit down with the group, cease, and you tell them about it. Like Mitsuru, like, why wouldn't you tell Mitsuru about this? Since, you know, the shadow operatives, or not shadow operatives, you know, she formed Cease, she knows about her father's history, or grandfather's history, and he could go from there. But here it's just completely like backwards, and it seems very forced, you know? As if it was predicted, Akihiko came into the dorm around 11. Yukari walked up with Makoto. Senpai, please don't tell me you've found another Persona user. Akihiko turned around and nodded his head. That's right, Takeba. How'd you know? And then looked up to see Yuki standing next to her. Oh, that's how. Akihiko then shook his head. The surprise is ruined Iori. Just get in here. Just a sec, this damn thing's heavy. As if on cue, Junpei walked into the door with a large suitcase. Oh, Yuka-tan, I didn't know you were a Persona user. Yes, he spoiled things. You know, man, you're one weird guy. Junpei said with a smile. Yukari was taken aback. Okay, let's go back for a second. Junpei thinks this very well. He's only seen one prediction from him, like, that he knows that he's joining Cease. And he kind of just takes it with stride. Like, I don't know if this is, like, intentional, or is this just poor writing. And again, maybe I'm too harsh on the fanfiction. Maybe I'm looking at this from like a novelist's perspective. Is that a word? I don't know. Yukari was taken aback still because she was hoping that Makoto would have been wrong about Junpei being a Persona user, but yet again, he knew everything. Grammar! Punctuation! Ah, punctuation, that's the word. I remember. Punctuation. It made her question if he was actually a Persona user who could traverse time. Oh, traverse time! Traveling the multiverse! Holy crap! With the four of us with Mitsuo as our navigator, we can finally start to explore Tartarus. Yuki finished. That's right, Yuki, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised since you clearly have more knowledge than Mitsuru or myself. Iori, get your things in your room and get ready. Okay, who is saying this? Is this Akihiko? I'm assuming it's Akihiko. Junpei nodded and then started dragging his things up the stairs. Ooh. Junpei and Yukari got guided by Akihiko to the school that night. When they got there, Mitsuru and Makoto were waiting. You three ready? Makoto asked. Like you even have to ask me, Akihiko said confidently. As the clock struck midnight, cue the little dark hour transition, the moon turned green and the school turned into Tartarus. Tower of Demise. I know. Whoa, the hell? Junpei claimed. I think he was meant to say exclaimed. This is Tartarus, the haven for all shadows. We still don't know what its intention is for, but we do know, Mitsuru went on. It's a place for shadows lock in order to bring about the destruction of the world. I can't say fully yet what its full reason for existing is, as it would leave more questions than needed. I was talking with Mitsuru-senpai about what is going to happen today. I managed to convince us to allow us to explore more than just the first floor tonight. Additionally, I will be leading the team when we go on these operations. It makes sense seeing it as how I'm I'm a technicality. I'm by a technicality the most persona the most experienced persona user here. Oh my god, I had a stroke. Like, I don't understand biotechnicality. I've never heard of that phrase. It could be right, but I think it's just confusing. Junpei laughed at Makoto's explanation. Hang on, dude. Didn't you just awaken to your power recently too? It doesn't add up for you to be more experienced than Mitsuru or Sonata-senpai. He's right, Junpei, Akihiko and Mitsuru claimed. Jeez, it's a bit harsh. It sounds like you're giving out to him. Why did both of them say it? Can't Mitsuru just say it? Well, why would they both be saying it to him? Makes no sense. Junpei got left back in the back of the team as they entered Tartarus. Makoto and Akihiko were in the front while Yukari was in the center of the group. Okay, why is Junpei in the back? Because he has no experience? I mean, he's like the melee. Shouldn't it make sense for Yukari to be in the back since she's like a healer and she has a bow? Whatever. Let's just forget about it. So let's stop griping and keep reading. As the team walked through Tartarus, Yukari and Junpei noticed that the shadows would jump out of the group before they could attack. Oh my god. Yukari and Junpei noticed that the shadows would jump out of the group before they could attack. They would look towards Makoto and run in fear. Junpei was confused while Yukari knew exactly why. Come on, man, let us at least fight something. It's so damn boring just walking around here. Junpei, we'll fight soon enough, just not these weak shadows, Makoto said to him. And this is where it gets interesting, guys. This is where it gets interesting. So buckle your seatbelts, because this is about to get just completely fucking stupid. Alright, you ready? Let's go! Just then they heard chains rattle from behind them. As they turned to look, they saw a large floating shadow with two very long revolvers approaching them. It's the Reaper. Get ready, guys. I'll take the brunt of his assault. Just make sure to hit him with everything you've got. Would we kill like Master of Tartarus here? Maybe, we'll see. Makoto said as he ran right at the Reaper. As the Reaper prepared its assault, Makoto slid underneath it, causing it to turn around to shoot at Makoto. Orpheus, help us! I got this out of my ass. I didn't even fuse it in the fucking velvet room. Where the fuck did I get this? As Makoto summoned his persona, Orpheus in a bright red torso appeared and strummed his harp, which casts a spell to lower the Reaper's stats. His attack, defense, and ability to dodge have been lowered. Hit him with everything you've got. Now, Polydeuces! Akihiko yelled as he summoned his persona. It shot waves of lightning to the back of the Reaper, which should do 2 damage, because you know, they're like level 1, but it's fine. Junpei and Yukari were stunned at the spectacle. Yukari watched as Makoto continued to summon Orpheus Hellos to cause the Reaper to weaken when she put her evoker to her forehead. Wait, Makoto summoned Orpheus Hellos to cause the Reaper to weaken when she put the evoker to her forehead. Structure. Just pull the trigger. Come forth, Persona! Yukari pulled the trigger to her evoker as she summoned her persona, Ia. Pull the trigger. Oh my god, it's a fancy reference, guys. Junpei sat in the very back watching as his friends and his teammates were fighting this powerful being and he was doing nothing to contribute. He felt like he wasn't doing anywhere near the power level of Makoto. And then something clicked in his head. I may not be as good as him, but I can still prove that I'm a good persona user. Persona! With that, Junpei pulled out his evoker and shot himself. Oh Jesus, Junpei, no! The way his persona hurls, which drove his foot into the back of the Reaper's head. Now's our chance for an all-out attack. Oh, they got a crit, but it didn't really state that he like fell to his feet or anything. Oh god. Let's take it. Like you were saying, is this a Junpei said this? Like, is this Junpei's phrase? Now's our chance for an all-out attack. Let's take it. Like, is Mitsuru saying this? What? They even know what an all-out attack is. Like Mitsuru should be the one to explain it. With that, Makoto and the others charged at the Reaper and hit him with everything they had. Makoto drove his sword into the face of the Reaper and it began to turn to dust. As the battle ended, Makoto had several cards appear before him. He took the card with the green flower on it, which gave his team a massive boost of experience. Ah! Whoa, I feel my power growing, Ikari said. The entire team felt their power grow except Makoto, who knew all of his personas were as powerful as they can possibly get. After they reached the highest floor, Tartarus would allow... They found themselves... Okay. After they reached the highest floor Tartarus would allow, they found themselves facing a guardian. Makoto offered to take them on himself, but Akiko interrupted. We can handle this, Yuki. Come save us if we need it. Okay, we're gonna pause here real quick. So our low-level Persona users can kick the Reaper's ass and gain enough experience to like dealing, well, what should be like 10 damage. Even with like debilitating. And they somehow managed to get all the experience in, even though they didn't really do much in the battle. And specifically Yukari said, "Whoa, I feel my power growing." Great. And of course, Makoto has a full stock of Persona, apparently, or at least has multiple powerful ones. Yet again, as you're gonna see later, he actually keeps Orpheus. After they reached the highest floor, Tartarus would allow, they found themselves facing a guardian. Makoto offered to take them on himself, but Akiko interrupted. We can handle this, Yuki. Just come save us if we need it. Akiko, along with Junpei and Yukari, charged in to face the Guardian. As Makoto expected, with the Reaper battle improving his team's abilities far past they would have been at this point. Okay. Sentence structure. I'm not even going to explain that to you guys, because I think you understand at this point. Once they reached the border floor, the board! They took the transport back to the entrance where Mitsuru was waiting. Well done, everyone. It seems we'll be more than prepared for the next operation. But for tonight, let us return to the dorm and get some rest. And Makoto, you've done an excellent job as a leader. It's no wonder seeing as how you've begun. It's no wonder seeing as how you've begun explaining your case to us. With that, everyone left to return to the dorm. Makoto came up to Junpei on the way back and told him, "Don't worry, Junpei. Good things will come your way. Just keep your cool and don't charge in head first. I know you're jealous of me because of my abilities, but you're just as much as a part of a team as I am." With that, they went to bed for the night. Wow. So, as usual, let's go for a quick look around. You know, we have Makoto explaining the wild card to Yukari for no reason and overcomplicating things. We have Junpei coming in and the story being changed, and he comes in the evening for some reason. And he found someone. It kind of implies that he found him that evening. Oh my. Because, you know, earlier it said that he was going to brag to Makoto about joining seats. And you know, for some reason, Makoto was like, let's take my... Oh, excuse me. Probably heard that. Probably heard me taking a little drink there. He has Orpheus Telos and all these, like, powerful personas. And, you know, debilitates the Reaper. And for some reason they managed to, like, deal enough damage to him. And get enough experience despite, like, the teammates practically doing nothing realistically. Because they'd be dealing little to no damage as their skills are really their level. And somehow they didn't get hit at all. And Makoto kind of just meleeed him. Yeah, he just meleeed him. And it turned to dust. The shadows don't really turn into dust. I guess they do. But, oh well.